Harold's right. Just
check it out, okay?
Oh! Who tied you up?
Bill? Wait, what? Bill?
Shut the door! Shut the door, Tim!
What is that?
What is this?
So we are talking about the horror movie Hollow's Grove. This one is written and directed by Craig Effross, and there is one easy way to tell you if you would like this film or not. And that question is, did you like the movie Grave Encounters? If their answer is yes, then you'll no doubt like this film. It is a very similar film to Grave Encounters. And just like Grave Encounters, this is a found footage film that basically follows a team of ghost hunters. And these basically guys televise their kind of ghost hunts. They go to a variety of different locations, etc. Then there's the differences with these guys. These guys really don't actually believe in any of the supernatural, and what they actually do is they actually hire a guy to go on ahead of them, played by Lance Henriksen, to set up a variety of different kind of pranks that they would video as real, basically. So these guys go into this kind of old abandoned orphanage, which of course has a dark past, and they're actually accompanied by another cameraman this time, who is kind of doing a behind the scenes thing. Now, as they go through this orphanage, strange things start to happen. The paranormal will show its face, but they initially put it down to this guy kind of just doing these kind of like fake scares for obviously to get ratings on the show. But of course, as the movie progresses, things worsen. The supernatural is of course real, as you'd probably expect, and you'll have to watch the film to find out what happens. So what did I think of Hollow's Grove? Well, I'm a big fan of the movie Grave Encounters, and this one is a very similar film, so I did like this film. I do feel this has a definite claustrophobic and chilling feel to it. There are some genuinely creepy moments there, and I did find myself at the edge of my seat for the most of this film. You could argue, yes, this film is somewhat derivative of Grave Encounters. It is a very similar film to that. So you can argue that maybe it isn't a particularly original film, but I still feel, even if you can kind of look past that, you can still enjoy it for a film which ultimately, yes, it is similar, but it's still a good film. This film is a slightly lower budget. And actually compare it to a movie called The Crying Dead, which was, again, a similar sort of movie, which was still pretty good, maybe not quite as good as Grave Encounters. Grave Encounters to me is a little bit more polished. This film, you'll see a couple of kind of visual effects that really do look like visual effects here, and the acting maybe isn't quite as good as Grave Encounters. And the other kind of gripe that I have, this is more of a nitpick if anything, there are a variety of scenes that are shot in kind of very sort of bright lights. They basically have the lights on for a lot of this film. There are scenes that are shot in darkness, but there are a lot of scenes that are actually shot with all the kind of the hallway lights on and stuff, and they just don't really feel that creepy, to be honest with you. Obviously the lights go out and the kind of power is fluctuating from here and there, and obviously you can see more when the lights are on, but it just doesn't feel as creepy, to be honest with you. However, I have to say, despite those kind of like more nitpicks, to be honest with you, I still thoroughly enjoyed this film. This was a scary film. It was definitely creepy, a great kind of ratcheting up of the old tension, obviously, until we get to the kind of the last 20 minutes of this film, and then it's pretty much like, you know, everything's happening at once. And another thing I did quite like about this movie as well is that there's quite a lot actually happens. There is the encounters aren't just limited to the kind of the last 5 minutes. They are kind of peppered throughout the movie, and some of them, you know, are quite of a variety of them as well. So again, I kind of really appreciated that. Once again, you can kind of maybe pick holes in some of the effects there. There's a part with some prosthetics I felt was a little weak, but still a definite, a good found footage film. Definitely creepy moments in there. Very interested to see what these guys come out with next, to be honest with you. If you'd like Grave Encounters, I would definitely recommend this film. Very much like the sort of Crying Dead as well. If you like that movie, this is going to be another one to add to those kind of those type of films. So 7 out of 10 for me. Thoroughly enjoyed this. A creepy, claustrophobic Scarefest. So there you go, 7 out of 10. What did you think of it? Leave me a comment and I'll look forward to seeing you next time. Bye for now.